Hi.
Oh, howdy.
Did you say how?
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 I was gonna say howdy, but apparently I cut myself short.
Welcome to a holiday special, very special episode of, holiday special.
That's how the seen by few, I suppose.
Yeah, okay. Let's go with that.
Yeah. Go with our YouTube channel name.
No. So for our holiday special, we kind of bantered around a couple of movies and what we wanted to do. And I think what won out, well, I know it won out because I watched it, and so did you.
We just hope I did.
Yeah, oh Jesus. We decided to watch Fury. Did you watch Fury?
No. That was one I suggested for Memorial Day. Although when I looked at Memorial Day and it's like war movies like 300, I'm like, it's not really a Memorial Day movie, but it came up as a war movie, I guess. So
I guess the blood pumping for beer, chicken wings, and fireworks, I guess.
I mean, I think it gets the blood pumping to other places because it's full of nude men.
Yeah, oily Greco-Roman wrestling men. Now we picked Independence Day 4 because Nick
If you read it that way, ID4. It's Independence Day 4, right?
Well, I mean, the funny part is that when I put it in IMDb and I searched ID4, Independence Day popped right up.
Yeah, it's because they used it on all the posters, ID4, and there's 4 nowhere in it. It's just Independence Day, but ID4. Because Independence Day is the 4th, I guess.
Can we cut that?
I'm not cutting anything.
Yeah, okay. So this episode was actually filmed in 2038 when they put out Independence Day 4. I believe the title of that one was called The Last Gasp for More Money.
Yeah.
Will Smith was in it, Jaden Smith, Bill Pullman's Ghost, Jeff Goldblum, who remarkably still looks like Jeff Goldblum now, Judd Hirsch is Ghost. No, we decided to do Independence Day.
Yeah.
We bantered around quite a few movies.
There's only like 2, really.
So we talked about possibly Saving Private Ryan.
That was Memorial Day.
Memorial Day, okay.
For this one, it was Independence Day, or was it Born on the 4th of July?
Born on the 4th of July.
Which is one I've never even really heard of.
Yeah, except it's been a really long time since I watched that movie, and I think it's extremely depressing. So no one's going to search for it.
I think we also threw out Independence Day Resurgence and just going right for the sequel, because I've never seen that one, because why the fuck would I have seen that one?
Yeah.
Honestly.
But we know that we have a very loyal fan base that they'll go straight to Resurgence, and they won't watch the original Independence Day 4.
And then they'll be lost.
Yeah, they'll be like, what's going on? I don't understand.
So we have to start at the beginning.
Yeah, so...
we'll save Resurgence for next year, maybe.
This is what we do.
I know. We go back and watch movies that sometimes we've seen before. Most of the time, I haven't seen these movies. I watch movies a lot. I don't watch a lot of movies, if that makes sense.
It does not.
Same thing with video games. I play video games a lot. I do not play a lot of video games.
So you play watch one movie 5 times?
I'll throw in some movies I've seen before and just kind of I'm just going to throw in the old Lord of the Rings and let that one play in the background while I do other shit.
And you watch it 5 times?
Over the course of... And if I watch maybe a movie a month, I might only watch 2 or 3 new movies a year, usually. I'm trying to break out of that habit a little bit.
Are they director's cuts, Lord of the Rings?
The extended cut, absolutely.
Oh, so if you've turned that on in the morning, it's definitely going off by bedtime, so there's a lot of walking in those movies.
Thanks, Kevin Smith.
It was an apt description. It was a very apt description. It's like the most intelligent thing Randall ever said in those movies.
Unfortunately, the dumbest thing Randall ever said is that the Star Wars trilogy is better than the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
He's right.
He's not.
Well, he's right.
He's wrong.
No, you're wrong.
Star Wars might be a better movie than one of the 3 Lord of the Rings movies. As a trilogy, the original Star Wars trilogy is not better than the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I disagree.
You're free to disagree and be wrong, but those movies were hobbled together. You've got incest, you've got bears, you got blowing up the Death Star again, because we already did it once. We'll fucking do it again.
It was the Deathier Star.
Yeah, I know.
It was a lot cooler.
And then Star Wars since then has just been like, fuck another Death Star in this movie, and they're like, yeah, let's fucking do it.
And it had IG-88 in it.
So he stood around. I mean, it technically had IG-88 and A New Hope because they reused that little head thing that they used to dispense beer, and they're just like, put it on the robot body.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars is better.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not better.
It is.
It's not at all better. As a trilogy, no. You're being intellectually dishonest and thinking about your love for what Star Wars is, which I agree. If it's like, hey, Nick, do you want to sit down and play like an RPG? Sure. It's like, do you want to play a Star Wars game?
Yeah.
Or do you want to play a Lord of the Rings game? Sorry, Star Wars. Star Wars is better.
Yeah.
As a trilogy, the Star Wars trilogy is worse than the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
But give me one example why.
Because it's 3 hobbled together movies, whereas Lord of the Rings is one coherent entire piece. It's one book split up into 3 books, split up into 3 movies.
So say one part in those movies that did not connect with the other movies to make it therefore hobbled.
The blown up the Death Star. Whatever this list, they blew up the Death Star again. They didn't know that fucking Vader was Luke's father. They made that shit up. It's like, oh yeah, and Leia's your sister now. That's the thing we always planned that. They had her kiss him in the second movie. They didn't know that shit. Them just kind of like at the end bringing Han Solo back, and he like Harrison Ford wanted to be dead. He didn't want to be back for that movie. So at the end of Return of the Jedi, when they get him back, he's kind of like, well, I guess I'm just going to be here now. And they don't really utilize Han Solo very well in those movies.
It's coming out of carbonite. It'd be tough.
That's because he was going to be dead, and they're like, we got him back. It's like, he'll be assaulting the ground so we can blow up the Death Star again with our murder bears who throw rocks at people in armor.
So I'll tell you something funny that Conan O'Brien had Harrison Ford on one of the shows, and he's like, so, how did they get you to come back and do Star Wars again? And Harrison Ford said, money.
Yeah, money.
And he said it like a horror movie bad guy asking for money off an ATM of a dude he's robbing. Money! And you could tell he was super stoned because that's just apparently what Harrison Ford is now. As a matter of fact, I read something the other day that I thought was funny. It said Janis Joplin was talked in by her cousin to go see Star Wars in the theater. And when Harrison Ford appeared on the screen for the first time, Janis Joplin was like, oh my God, that's the guy that sells me pot. Apparently that's true. I did not know that. But anyways, we've gotten way off track. But we did it early, and we will not get off track for the rest of the video.
Sure, okay.
Also, the kiss was very chaste. There was no tongue. It was like a...
Sure.
That would be a perfectly normal kiss that any sister would give her brother.
And what do you do after you get kissed by your sister? This.
Well, he was rubbing it in Han's face because Han's kind of a dick. He was just like, he knew it bothered Han. That's why he did it.
No, that's why. Yeah, she kissed him to piss off Han. No shit. But it's not like I'm just gonna kiss my brother over. It's they didn't plan that shit. I would think it was gross if it was obviously completely and utterly unplanned. He didn't know that shit. He didn't write this shit down ahead of time. You'll talk to George Lucas like, no, I wrote this entire thing. Like, fuck you. You know you didn't.
He might have.
He did not write this shit.
I mean, was there a Hidden Fortress 2 where the girl kissed her brother or something? I don't know.
No, he made this shit up.
Star Wars better. Yeah, say it down in the comments, but I'll delete your shit if you say Lord of the Rings so fucking fast. That is inappropriate.
The Lord of the Rings trilogy is a better trilogy than the original Star Wars trilogy.
It's not. Like, it's literally them picking on fucking Homeboy, and then he's like, "We want home," and then it's so bad. Like, they can't even name... Okay, I'm not even going to say that because I was like, they can't even name characters, but then you have fucking characters like fucking Dumpy Fleroy and stuff like that in Star Wars. So,
Droopy McCool?
Yeah, Droopy McCool and Cy Snoodle.
Cy Snoodles?
Yeah. Okay, I won't even go there because
I mean, even Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, I love the name, but that's
cool.
just syllables like slammed together.
But it's fun.
I mean, you have got like Luke Skywalker. Okay, there's a regular human name, and like 2 English words next to each other, and then this other human, Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's just kind of you just throw shit and just
awesome.
kind of the names are fine. It's just they're not like necessarily like Obi-Wan Kenobi Legolas. Well, Legolas is a shit name, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, that makes sense. I mean, they're both fucking made up fantasy names.
Well, one franchise doesn't have fucking laser swords, so you're wrong. You're so wrong. I don't want to make this video about Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, so let's get into it.
We'll move on. We'll have that debate later.
That only took fucking 8 minutes. So, Nick.
Yes.
What did you give Independence Day for?
Yes. It's good. So I watched this movie like when it came out as a kid, and it was kind of like one of those movies like, oh shit, explosions and aliens, and I loved it as a kid. I watched it as an adult, and I'm like, yeah, okay, explosions and aliens, whatever.
Oh, shit.
So I mean, it's fine. I gave it a 6. It's a perfectly serviceable Roland Emmerich movie.
Okay.
And I've kind of got like a soft spot for Roland Emmerich trash movies. Because he's done what is it, The Day After Tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's a trash movie, but I like it. 2012 is a trash movie, but it's
Very visually pleasing.
but it's very amusing to be like, it's like we're on a plane and we're gonna outrun the earthquake. Like, fucking, it's so stupid, but
And then on this one, we're on a plane. We're going to outrun the laser blast.
outrun the volcano.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. They outrun the volcano, outran the earthquake, and in this movie, Air Force One outran the fucking shockwave of fire, the wall of fire.
It's fucking dumb but amusing.
Yeah, well, you know, it's. I guess they were Michael Baying before Michael Bay dared to bay.
I think Roland Emmerich likes the world is fucked movies and watch these explosions. Or like, check this out. Like, the world is going through a rapid ice age. Watch as the room rapidly freezes. Quick, we gotta start a fire or the room's gonna get cold. It's so dumb. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think that it's the guy. Like, even Jeff Goldblum had his moment in this movie where he's like, "Oh, you should just fuck up the planet faster so they don't want it anymore." Like, that might be his environmental pokes. As you know, so it's like, "Ooh, big explosions, cars flipping and go boom, people dying." Oh,
explosions that don't turn corners.
Oh yeah, well, you know, oh yeah, the girl in the tunnel,
or when the dog jumps through and like the explosion's right behind him, but it's fine.
Yeah,
the explosion's going that way.
His tail should have been naked and cooked.
Well, the entire explosion should have gone in that hallway and roasted all of them. But explosions don't take left turns.
It was such a force that it just pushed it straight down. Yeah. So plus there was a guy the Kool-Aid man was like running past that door at that moment, and it like burnt him to death. Didn't go in.
Okay.
Because if you listen closely, you can hear him be like,
"Oh no!" All right, Lance. What would you give Independence Day for?
I guess that's the thing now. You know, I'm kind of in the same boat you were. Like, when I was a kid, watching those ships blow up all those fucking buildings and everything, it was just like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing. Plus, like, and it still holds up. Back in the day, when the ships come in and they're like popping through the atmosphere and you see like everything rolling back, this gigantic ship. Like, to me, I marveled at that when I was younger watching that. And then
I think the effects still hold up. Because, I mean, they blew up miniatures, so it still looks good.
But, like, you know, you could see it, like, do the area by area by area. Like, the laser is, like, I guess it's, like, beam stopping. Yeah, bam, 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 bam. Yeah. But it still looks great. And the ship coming through the atmosphere and, like, appearing over the places, that still is, like, awe-inspiring to me. Young Lance would have gave that movie an 8. But now, Lance, watching it again, I'd give it a 6.
Look at that.
Hey.
I was like 6 or 7, and I went the conservative 6.
Yeah, dude, I was waffling on that too. Actually, I was doing 5 or 6 because I was like, young Nick might have been like, okay, this movie's all right.
No, young Nick had like Independence Day toys. I had like a little play set where you would set up like all the buildings and you could just like shoot. Or you had like one of those little ships and you could shoot the little laser things and blow up the buildings. I'm like, that shit's cool.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I thought young Nick would have been like, Independence Day. And like older Nick would have been like, Independence Day.
That's as far as.
No, it's just like I was waffling between 5 and 6. And I was like, you know what? Go with 5. And then like as soon as I did that, I was like, no.
Always went off. Well, then I would have said 4.
It's true. That's true. But yeah, I mean, the movie still holds up. It's still good. You still have Will Smith playing Will Smith, but Will Smith in alien fighting mode.
It's welcome to Earth.
Yeah. Oh, you just did not shoot that green shit at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's straight up like I've determined that Will Smith is Will Smith in every movie he's in. Just a little variation on Will Smith. I mean, Will Smith in.
I think the least I've seen him Will Smithing is maybe either Pursuit of Happiness or 7 Pounds, but he's still. I mean, it's like Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks. But...
So I have not seen either one of those movies.
All right.
But I know what 7 Pounds is about. Because that was utterly ruined for me because apparently it was such an amazing idea that people were just like, oh my god, blah.
Can you believe spoiler?
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. You want to throw in an old school memory of this before I start going through the cast of this?
I think spoilers is what we're gonna.
Is Pursuit of Happiness the one where he's like the dad that's like going through a hard time and he's got his son? Okay. See, that was going to be the actual movie that I was going to be like, I don't think Will Smith was very Will Smithy in this. But you covered both of them. Good job.
Yeah, well,
Can you name a third?
I don't think so. I'm trying to think of like a bunch. I mean, I guess you could pick After Earth because he's acting like an emotionless robot in that movie.
No, I think.
And he doesn't get very Will Smith in that movie because he's like, "Hello, I am Will Smith. I am emotion." It's not that bad, but it's
up there.
It's
Okay.
Well, it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie,
Shyamalan,
and it's done recently. Air quotes, and with Will Smith and Jaden Smith.
Well, I think
so. It's not a top-notch movie.
I think that was the point where Jaden Smith or when Will Smith said that he would not be in a movie unless Jaden was in it. Okay. So it was kind of like, you want me in a movie, you have to have my son. And then they did After Earth, and he was kind of like, I was joking. Just jokes.
Please give me money.
Yeah, so I think that's where he rolled back. I also realized in the next review I'm going to be talking a little bit about Will Smith in that one as well. From the video I showed you.
Oh, okay.
It's a double Will Smith night.
All right.
Anyways.
So, I want to start just getting into the movie itself now. Yeah. So, I mean, it's Independence Day. You've had 20 plus years to watch this movie.
Yeah, seriously, if you get upset about spoilers on this one, go fuck yourself.
It's at least on Amazon Prime. If you've got Prime, you can watch it.
It's if you have a friend that has a Plex server, I think you get it free for signing up with the Plex server. So like not really, but like it's a movie that's easily in a lot of people's playlists.
You can find this one.
Yeah.
So I think. So it's kind of, do you like explosions? Do you want to see the White House blow up? Do you want to see like, was it the Sears Tower? Is that the one they blew up in New York? I don't remember.
Sure.
They blew up one of the towers in New York. They blew up some shit in LA. If you want to see some shit blow up, and then people be like, "Oh my God, shit's blowing up," and then humanity being like, "We're going to come together and blow up these," then it's don't go into it expecting anything profound. It's fucking dumb, but
big dumb fun.
Yeah.
And if you see, we also, the reason that we picked this movie, as I was going to say in the top, is we are seriously under our Randy Quaid quota. We need to do more Randy Quaid movie reviews.
Yeah, we've only got, this is our second one?
Yeah, so we're way under our quota.
I know, right?
And if we want him to keep sponsoring our videos, we need to mention him more. Sorry, Randy, we'll try harder.
Ironically, the point I was going to bring up is like, if you really want to tighten this movie up, cut him out entirely.
Really?
Yeah.
Hi, boys, I'm back.
Yeah.
You can't have a movie like this without Randy Quaid.
Yeah, you can. Just cut him right the fuck out.
You have to have the guy that got probed.
No, you don't.
Why not?
That kind of, why the fuck? So the aliens show up, right? And they're like, we're going to take, like, look, this planet is fucking awesome. It's got all this water and oxygen. We're going to come here and we're going to take it. Okay, let's take up one of these humans and see what their weaknesses are. Oh, this is how you kill him. Now let's put him back. No. You just fucking and leave. You don't put the motherfucker back.
No, I mean, so JFK and the Greys had an agreement that they could come.
They're not the Greys.
They're kind of gray.
I mean, they vaguely resemble it, but it's like they're not like the gray aliens that are like, we're going to do this. They show up, you steal the man, you keep the man, you don't put him back to be like, there's aliens coming. Because what if you don't know shit about this culture? What if you put him back and he's like, there's aliens coming, and everyone's like, yes, there are. We will prepare for this shit. And then humanity unites over one man's butt touching.
The first time an alien came down and saw a dude kill another dude for a ham and cheese sandwich, they're probably like, oh yeah, these guys are ripe for fucking anal fucking probing. It's funny because Henry on one of the other podcasts says that JFK had an agreement with the Greys that you could take people and study them, but you can't kill them. You have to put them back. And it was also agreement between the Greys and the Lizards, who said you can't kill them because they're our food source. So, if you believe in that shit.
Hopefully not.
No. But anyways, there's a dude I know who believes that they're lizard people, and he showed me videos, and they're weird.
Okay.
But anyways, so Randy Quaid quota has been achieved, and I don't personally appreciate you talking badly about Randy Quaid. Like I said, only sponsor. He's paying the bills, Nick. So I need you to get on board with that. Randy is here to stay.
Could stay the fuck away.
All right, so of course you have Will Smith.
That's a joke, by the way. I don't want people thinking we're like, oh, Randy Quaid sponsors them? No.
No. We don't want the wacky shittersful uncle sponsoring these videos. So anyways, Will Smith is as Stephen Hiller, and for some reason I always remembered it as Heller.
No.
Yeah, no, that kind of surprised me because I thought his name was Heller, and no, Hiller.
I get it mixed up. Hiller and Miller were the two that I would flip between.
Yeah, just for some reason I expected them to say Heller, and they kept saying Hiller, and I was like, is Heller like his call sign or something? I don't know.
I don't remember what his call sign was.
I think it was Eagle.
Eagle? Okay.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Joker? Is that what his name was? I don't remember.
No. So you're talking about
the singer guy.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Harry Connick Jr.
That's it. You know what I think of when I think of him?
What?
There's this YouTube video of them, a bunch of people singing songs for Mel Brooks. Mm-hmm. And they're singing like his songs from his things, and it's like they're giving him an award or something like that. And Harry Connick Jr. comes out as singing High Anxiety, and he's on one of those lifts. And as he's going up, he's High Anxiety. Can you get me down?
Was it real?
No.
He was just playing into a joke.
It's a bit. It's a high anxiety.
Okay.
They're all doing the bits because Richard Kind comes out and sings like the Inquisition song.
Let's begin.
And Jack Black comes out and sings one of the songs, the Men in Tights song. I'll have to show you the video.
Yeah, no, you're showing between the recordings. You're showing me that video because I must have missed that.
But that's years ago, and I think like very very recently, Mel Brooks had his 98th birthday.
I believe he is. I thought he was 88.
Well, because I remember I was looking through Facebook, and you changed your profile picture to Mel Brooks, and I had to go to Twitter like, oh fuck no.
Oh yeah, no. Sorry, I did not mean to do that to you. No. There was an interview that I had watched with Mel Brooks, and I just loved the man. So, and plus it was his birthday, so that's why I put it there.
That's what I found out when I went to Twitter. It was like his birthday. I'm like, and then I think it was like, I can't believe I'm 98. I feel like I'm 97.
Yeah, no. So he is 96 years old.
96, okay.
So yeah, June 28th, 1926. So he's 96 years old, and the man still looks horrible, but he's still funny as fuck. So all right, so you have
Harry Connick Jr.
So yeah, so he was way down the list. So we'll cover him.
Oh
again.
yeah. But he's right there with Hiller.
Well, we'll hit the top ones. So you have Will Smith as the main. You have Bill Pullman, Jeff Goldblum, of course, still looking as Jeff Goldblummy as ever. Judd Hirsch. Do you know who Judd Hirsch is?
I've seen him before, but I don't know if I could place him in anything.
He was Alex in Taxi, an old.
I've not seen Taxi.
So he's been. I think he was also in a TV show called Dear John. I love John Hirsch because I grew up watching some of his stuff. You had Robert Loggia.
Robert Loggia.
Yes. R is for. I don't know if I could do this joke about Robert Loggia.
You can do the bit. You just can't play the bit like you want to do.
Oh, okay.
I don't trust YouTube's automatic thing to be like, that's Family Guy, and Fox to be like, that's our radio now.
Lance and Nick. L is for, look, it's Lance and Nick. A is for, I'm pretty sure it's backwards and it's Nick and Lance. N is for, nah, I'm pretty sure it's Lance and Nick. C is for,
Come on.
It's
Lance and Nick.
It's Lance and Nick. All right, that's enough of that. So back to our sponsor, Randy Quaid.
Oh, yep, sure.
As the guy who got probed.
Yep.
I don't know who she is. Margaret Collin.
No, I don't recognize her either. Other than I would recognize her as the first lady in Independence Day.
Yeah. James Rebhorn. He's that guy in Hollywood. You see him in some roles.
Okay, he was the one. He was the one that knew about Area 51.
He's the CIA guy.
Okay.
Harvey Firestein.
Yeah. He's got a cool voice.
Yeah, I love Harvey. He's got that super deep voice and
super smoked.
Yeah. Oh God. And it's even worse now. If you listen to him in any of his interviews, it sounds like he's like.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's bad.
I gotta call my mother.
You have Adam Baldwin.
So I was watching this movie and I'm like, is that Jane? And later, my cat is Jane.
Oh yeah. It's Adam Baldwin was the guy to be military fucking specialist dude. You had Brent Spiner as the doctor. which I was certain he died in this movie, but then I think he was in Resurgence.
He's in Resurgence. It's the kind of, he walks over and puts his hand to like check his pulse, and then he looks back too. I don't think he shakes his head yes or no. He just kind of like goes, checks his pulse, and like looks grimly at everyone else to the point where you're like, oh, Brett Spiner died. But then they're like, we left it vague, and I'm like, shut up.
Well,
no, he didn't.
He's kind of a dick in this movie.
I mean,
So when they checked his pulse and found out he was still alive, they'd have been like, he's still alive, sir. And they're like,
oh shit, that's right, he's still alive.
God damn it.
I mean, I don't know that he was a dick so much. He was just socially inept because he's locked in Area 51 with aliens, and like, can I go to the store? No, fuck you. You live here.
Yeah, see, I thought that was like one of the best parts of that movie when it was like I just started doing all the neat stuff when they came back. It's pretty cool. And like Bill Pullman's like, people are dying. It's like, don't harsh my fucking buzz, bro. Like, I have one job, and like the thing I've been looking at for the past 50 years just turned on yesterday.
Yeah.
So, Vivica A. Fox as the girlfriend.
Yep.
Don't know. That apparently is the pickle for a nickel kid that Amber was telling me about.
Yeah, from he was in
Ross Bagley, the kid of Vivica A. Fox and Will Smith.
Well, he was not Will Smith's kid.
All right. Well, he was the kid
Yeah.
that was from another. Yes, but he's probably adopting him. He was in Little Rascals, and I'm not sure. I'm looking it up, and I'm going to go ahead and say it before I find it. But I'm pretty sure that kid was in.
You can hear Independence Day in the background.
Yeah, that's we put in special effects just for you, baby. That's enough. That's enough. Sorry. We'll be right back. So as we had to pause.
I think the worst of it's done.
Yeah. So I'm glad I didn't say. I was going to say that I thought that the kid was also in major pain as Tiger, but apparently he wasn't. So
he was Buckwheat in Little Rascals.
Yes,
like the movie rather than the TV show or whatever.
Yes, and I think that was pretty much the entire like.
He was on Fresh Prince too, which seeing that made me remember like that. And near the end seasons of Fresh Prince, the Banks had another kid, and I guess that was him.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, he was in a substantial amount of videos, so I think you're right.
Yeah.
Or a substantial amount of episodes.
88 episodes or something like that.
Yeah. So, just to make sure, so Harry Connick Jr., of course.
Yeah. Well, if you go back up, that she was, what's her name? Mae Whitman was Randy Quaid's like daughter or whatever. She's Egg in Arrested Development. She's also one of the exes in.
Is that Roxy?
Yeah, it's Roxy.
Oh my God, she's my favorite ex. I love her.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from? My brain. Like, I fucking love Roxy. She's so good.
Yeah, she's one of the super exes.
Your BF is about to get F'd in the B. I fucking love Roxy in the Scott Pilgrim movie.
So when I was looking up to see, like, she looked familiar, I'm like, I think that's Egg. Or Anne. But, like, every time she comes up in Arrested Development, like, what's up with Egg? Anne. Oh, Anne. Yeah, right. But, so I looking her up, she's also Katara in
Avatar? No shit. Holy wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have to take a second look at this actress then, because I love Katara. I love Roxy. And Egg was pretty cool in Arrested Development, although I don't really remember her that well from that.
Well, that's kind of the point.
Oh, did I play into the joke?
Yeah, you did.
So, is there anyone else that jumps off this list at you?
I think that was pretty much.
I have to mention this guy, or Amber will be really cross with me. So Raphael Sbarge was in it. Apparently, this is the dude who was the voice of Caden Alenko from Mass Effect.
Okay.
He's also Pinocchio in Once Upon a Time, or whatever the hell that show was called. But yeah, that was Amber's boyfriend like 15 years ago, or whenever that game came out.
Yeah, it's been a while now, I think.
For some reason, that name stands out to me. So
is he the? No, okay, it's someone else.
No.
I would say this name and then point to the phone like the camera can see it.
Well,
James Wong. I mean, From this distance, he looked like the guy in
Jurassic Park.
Ant-Man, but like
I thought he was
once you got the bigger picture.
I thought he might have been like the Jurassic Park guy, that was the lead technician. Oh, all the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park are female.
That's the guy that was in Lost, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's Daniel Day Kim, I think is his name.
If we're wrong.
I think, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, normally, it would only be fair for us to mention everyone that is in the movie, but there was a fuck ton of people in this movie.
It's got a lot of people, especially one of those, that guy, like Avari something at the very beginning, the SETI operator, main guy.
Yeah.
That is like from India, and he's kind of got like that. He's had a gray beard forever. He was also in Daredevil as Elektra Nachios' father.
Oh. Wait a minute, that guy?
Eric Avari, yeah.
Oh, okay, I know that guy.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff very briefly, usually like in an episode of this TV show, or maybe an episode of this, or a small part in this movie.
Well, he's another that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
To the point where, like, whenever I see him, I look him up to be like, Eric Avari, I'm going to remember that name. And I never remember that name, just because he's not someone that I see often enough to kind of, like, refresh my memory of him every time.
Well, you've said it on video now, so I'm holding you to it.
It's, we'll see.
And then this guy, Vincent Schiavelli. That's another that guy.
I don't know that he looks super familiar to
Fast
me.
Times at Ridgemont High, Bonsai Buckaroo, Ghost, and Tomorrow Never Dies. Like, I can name these movies, and if anybody can name the character he played in any of those movies, fucking good on you. But he's that guy. When you see his face, and I'll show you his face.
Oh, okay. He's the ghost in Ghost. That is hostile. It doesn't really. You have to angle it.
Oh my god, he gets so washed out.
Yeah, it's super.
There it is. I only had to turn the phone
completely away from the light.
Fucking 65 degrees. Anyways.
Yeah.
So.
He was also in Buffy the Vampire Slayer as Jenny's uncle. And then he gets gagged by Angel.
Gonna take your word for it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it had Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Amber knows.
Yeah, Amber's like, oh, it's the blah. She said that right before you even said that. Anyways, yeah, like this movie, it's funny because when I started watching again, I'm like, fuck, I'm watching ID4 again. And like, because this is like the maybe, I don't know, 13th, 14th time I viewed it.
I don't know. As a kid, I have no idea how many times I watched this one, so it might be a stupid high number for me too. Kind of like with Jurassic Park, where I have no idea how many times I've seen that movie because I watched it. It was one of those ones I watched a lot as a kid.
Right. It's and also ID4 is like one of those movies that comes on every single Independence Day. Yeah. I'm fairly certain right now I could go over and find it on TV right now.
Because so, I mean, we're only an hour and 15 minutes out from ID4.
Yeah. So, wait, no, today's the 2nd. Yeah, today's the 2nd.
Okay.
So we're 26 hours, 15
For some reason I thought it was on, with everyone shooting this stuff off on Saturday. I'm like, it must be Sunday.
It's
apparently not.
It's America.
Yeah.
You can get fireworks at Walmart now. So, you know.
You go to the grocery store. I went to Publix like early this week, and there's like a fireworks section. I'm like, cool.
There was a kid. I went to Walmart the other day, and there's a kid that was in there with his mom from California. And he's like, this is fucking me up. And she's like, I know, right? And like, I had to figure out what they were talking about. I was like, what the fuck did they see in Walmart that's like blowing his mind? He's like, you never see fireworks anywhere but the fireworks store, and they just have them in Walmart. And I was like, you're in the South, bruh.
Well, if he's from California, you don't. I imagine they don't want to give you fireworks because, you know, they don't want you to set it California on fire.
Yeah, well, I think fireworks are illegal in California, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it was just, he was marveling at the fact that Walmart had fireworks. But yeah, no, this is a movie that's one of those American staples. The Bill Pullman speech, this is our Independence Day. Like, that's a fantastic speech.
It's definitely one of those feel-good movies at the end. So, like, when I say, like, Randy Quaid could be cut, I mean, this movie's like 2.5 hours long.
Right.
You cut his parts out and maybe trim up some of the other bits, and then Bill Pullman is the one that flies into the thing at the end.
You can't lose the president.
Sure. Why not?
Because he's the president.
Sure. The president sacrifices himself to save America.
It'd be one thing if the ships were just in America, like blowing up America, but it was around the world.
Sure. I mean, that's why at the end, like, the guy's like, get on the horn, tell everyone how to take them down. It's like wait until your base is about to get blown the fuck up, and then at the very last second, fly a jet into it.
I would only agree with you if they had the vice president as like, that had like a large role in this movie.
Sure. Which, I mean, if you're cutting out Randy Quaid, you could do that.
I mean, Randy Quaid is there for like much needed
brevity.
Yeah, he's the comedy blah. Yeah. Like the whole beginning scene where he's like sitting in the bar after like he does the wrong crop dusting and the wrong field,
and he's sloshed.
Yeah, and the people are like, "Hey man, I heard you got abducted by an alien. Did they do any sexual things to you? And then the fucking ship comes to the atmosphere, and I've been like, "Fuck you, bitch face!" Like that. Talk about karma, like instant fucking karma.
But then it would just be like, no, but seriously, did they do any butt stuff to
you? And did you discover something about yourself?
Well, now I believe that they did butt stuff to me.
yeah.
Before I was joking about it. Now I believe it happened.
Did you see them do butt stuff to any cows? Because that seemed to be what they were really going for a while there. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you know, like cows have like 2 stomachs?
4
stomachs?
I think.
That's amazing.
Or something. Maybe I'm wrong.
Why do you need so many stomachs?
Because you send it to one place to process, you send it to the next. Like, eating grass is the worst way to get energy ever. And you can tell because you need 4 stomachs or whatever to eat it.
Okay.
Because then they also have to vomit it back up to chew it again. That's why they're chewing cud. That's vomited up grass.
And I eat that.
You eat the cow, not the
cud. No, but I mean, it's like, you know, that's just gross to hear. And then it's like, this is so good.
Well, I mean, you like. Do you eat your cereal with cow titty juice?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, get over the fact that life is a little gross. Do you eat stuff with red food coloring?
No.
It's ground up bugs.
Red food coloring?
Yeah, it's like cochineal or something like that.
The fuck is a cochineal?
It's a red beetle.
Cockatiel? You mean like the bird?
No, I think it's what it is. I might be wrong on the spelling, but it's a little beetle, and it's red, and you like crush it up, and you can get red dye.
Where's blue dye?
I don't know if they make red dye out of it anymore, but like back in the 70s and stuff, yeah, absolutely, you're eating bugs.
Where does blue dye come from?
I don't know offhand.
Please tell me they don't grind something up for that.
Probably.
That's disgusting.
I mean, that's why purple dye was like the royal colors. It used to be really hard to get, so it was super expensive.
I don't like that. That's not cool.
Get over it.
Like actual bottles of like squeezy dye. Is that ground up bugs?
I don't know if it is anymore. I think we have other ways to get red coloring. Back in the day, like it was ground up. It was ground up beetles.
Let me eat cereal again. Put in the comments what it is these days, and please be kind. Oh, that's disgusting.
It's not. It's fine.
No, yeah.
It's okay.
Just let me be fucking comfortably numb and oblivious.
I mean, have you ever seen pink slime? You eat that shit too, don't you?
And what?
Like with the stuff they fill up hot dogs with, and like they make nuggets and stuff out of.
That's just a slang term for pink. That's just ground up meat.
Yes, and it's gross looking.
It's gross looking, but I mean,
it's like a meat slurry, but like they have to dye it. They dye like the chicken nuggets that you eat. They dye that shit white. It's not white.
Why?
So it looks pleasing. Like rice isn't white either. They dye your rice.
What color is rice?
It's like, you know, that kind of like dirty rice that you kind of see, like where it's kind of like that off color, like brownish.
Brownish yellowish?
Yeah, that's the classic color of rice.
I like dirty rice. It's good.
Yeah, but that's the color of rice. Like, food is gross.
So is it a marketing scheme to call dirty rice?
I don't know.
And then they bleach dirty rice to look like white rice and... Okay, yeah, that's... Stop talking. All right, stop.
Food's gross.
I don't know. Don't say anything else. I swear to God, if you hit ice cream and something's disgusting about that, I'm just...
The only thing I have about ice cream is, like, the vanilla bean is super hard to get. And, like, you have to do all the shit to get vanilla. And that's, like, it's rare. And that is the thing that's held up as common for ice cream. To be like, oh, it's vanilla. It's like, vanilla is, like, super fucking hard to, like, harvest and get. And people are just like, it's just vanilla.
Vanilla is the silver medal of ice creams.
Vanilla is like the best ice cream.
It's just okay. I mean, it's
good. It's a really good base.
It's good, but it's like, you know, you can have chocolate. Or you could have Turtle Tracks.
I'd rather have it. Well, Turtle Tracks is in vanilla ice cream. So I'm saying, like, vanilla is a good base to put your stuff in.
Well, yeah, it's like the Mario of ice creams. It's like, it's the middle of the road. Like, it's neutral and you can add shit to it.
Yeah, so I tend to prefer just plain vanilla over most ice creams.
The only time I'll eat vanilla ice cream is when I have Magic Shell. So Magic Shell used to be a thing Dad used to buy for me all the time back in the day. You put vanilla ice cream in, and you put the Magic Shell on top, which is like basically chocolate syrup, and then it gets hard, and you crunch that shit up and like mix it in. Oh my god, so good.
What do you have with your apple pie?
Fortune cookies.
Oh, you don't put.
Fuck you! I'm not walking into that one.
No,
yes.
I'm saying you put vanilla ice cream on it.
Vanilla ice cream. You're right. It is good, but at the end of the day, I'll take chocolate 10 times before I'll take vanilla.
No, it's not. I'll rarely take chocolate.
Get out of my house. Chocolate is fucking amazing.
It's good. It's fine.
Okay, we're off. I promise you we wouldn't get off fucking... All right.
I knew that was a lie.
Yeah, okay. So, can you think of any other warm fuzzies from this movie?
Beyond, let's see, there was the speech there. I mean, the president's speech. There was, warm fuzzies. I guess when the dog, like, dives through, as stupid as it is, the dog doesn't get burnt up in a fireball, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, and well, I'm pretty sure they do stuff like that for people like my wife. That as soon as the dog dies, they're like, "Whip, I'm hit the old dusty trail."
Time to turn this movie the fuck off.
Yeah, no, Amber. If the dog dies, like Amber will not. Like we watched I Am Legend, and
oh yeah,
and that there's a thing in that, and then she was just like, "Never again."
Yeah.
So, and I guess I guess that's more profound than I actually thought, because I think there's a website called doesthedogdie.com, and you can look to see before you walk in there, no dead dogs in this movie.
Yeah.
So, just because we're talking about that, Milo and Otis, a really horrible movie.
Yeah.
As it turns out,
Yes.
I had no idea. Horrible.
Where you need another Milo.
Yeah, and lots of Otises apparently. But anyways, yeah, like my favorite parts of this movie, like I love Judd Hirsch's character, but I just love Judd Hirsch. Of course, again, fucking Jeff Goldblum is Jeff Goldblum and everything. I can't think of one movie that Jeff Goldblum is not Jeff Goldblum. The closest I could come up with is The Fly. I
don't think I've seen that movie recent enough to know his Goldblum-isms.
Well, he's like Christopher Walken. He's got that speech pattern.
Yeah.
That kind of like makes him who he is. But it's like, swear to God, one time I'd like to see a movie where they're like, don't do your thing. Just talk normal.
Well, I wonder if that's like how he would do it. And then people were like, we're paying you $3 million for this movie. Be Jeff Goldblum.
I'm going to need more Goldblum, baby.
Yeah, turn that Goldblum up. You don't want to hire, like, spend just a fuck ton of money on someone and then have them disappear into the role. It's like, no. Re-emerge from that role, please. I want everyone to know that we're paying you 15. Like, we got Jeff Goldblum for this movie. We need you to be Goldblum.
Yeah, I don't know. You're still getting Jeff Goldblum, but you're getting Jeff Goldblum as a character and not just...
What's the guy's name? Zorn?
Oh, you're talking about Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman. So, I mean, if you're going to pay, like, Gary Oldman and he disappears and you're like, we had got Gary Oldman in this movie, and someone watches it like, where? It's like, no, he was this character. And you're like, oh, I didn't notice that. You're paying a lot of money for him to, like, become the character, whereas you got other people who are, I don't know, you're paying for Christopher Walken, you want Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
You're paying for Sam Jackson, you want him to say motherfucker.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like when you, okay, we're going to play a game. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say an actor's name, and you're going to tell me the first thing you think of. Okay? All right.
Like movie or just thing in general?
Just like a thing in general about that particular actor.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say Adam Sandler.
Hobby doobie.
That's perfect. Let's say John Travolta.
I think Grease Lightning, maybe.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, Jeff Goldblum. And that's literally every fucking character. It's fine if that's what you want to do, but it's like when I think of Jeff Goldblum, I think, oh, he's so charismatic. Oh, and I just love him so much. And then whenever I think of Gary Oldman, it's like, that guy's a good fucking actor.
I don't know what I would think of for Gary, about him himself.
Yeah, every single time I think of fucking Gary Oldman, the very first thing that pops into my head is a white boy day? Is No, somebody not telling me it's White Boy Day? Like, look at this guy. Like, that was one of my favorite.
Which one's that one?
That's from. So I'm gonna make you watch the movie. So I want to surprise you because I'm fairly certain you haven't seen it.
Which one is it?
So it's Blue Velvet.
Okay, I don't think I've seen that one.
So
I was making sure it wasn't like Leon the Professional or something like that.
no.
Everyone.
I'm gonna double check and make sure that I got the name right because I think I actually said it the other day, and Amber was like, "No, it was this other movie," and I was like, "I'm pretty sure you're wrong." And then I went back and looked, and of course, she's fucking right. But yeah, no, that's a guy who always loses himself in the role. When you think of Gary Oldman, you're like, that motherfucker is so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Because he changes in every single movie he's in. And then Zorg, of course. I love him as Zorg. If you want to do something right, you got to do it yourself. Yeah! Like, I fucking love him. And his list of movies is
Why don't you
just...
look up Blue... Or I guess you're not sure if the movie's called Blue Velvet.
Well, it's either Leaving Las Vegas. It's got... Because I think that's what I said. I think I said Blue Velvet, and then Amber said, I think that's Leaving Las Vegas.
Which I don't think I've seen Leaving Las Vegas.
And I'm pretty sure it is Leaving Las Vegas.
That's the Johnny Depp one, right?
So, no, it's not Leaving
Nicolas
Las
Cage.
Vegas. That's Nicolas Cage, and I'm certain that's wrong. Because the one I'm thinking has got Christian Slater in it.
Okay.
So maybe I'm right. Let's see. BLUE. Yeah, I might be completely wrong, people. I'm old, and my mind sometimes plays tricks on me. So
my mind.
okay, so yeah, I was wrong about that too, because I think I'm
Thinking of a different movie.
so Dennis Hopper and the movie I'm thinking of, they're both in that same movie. So I
What's
think
that, Laura Dern?
yeah, that's Laura Dern. Blue Velvet is Laura Dern, Isabella Rossellini, Kyle MacLachlan. It's a really fucking weird movie by David Lynch. Dean Stockwell is just, he's so weird in the movie, and I loved him. When I ran into him at Dragon Con, he was like standing around buying a bottle of champagne from the liquor store that's over on the corner near the Hyatt. And like I saw him, and I didn't want to fan gush.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly certain I've told this story here before, but like I walked over to him, and I think he was fully expecting me to be like, "Oh my god, Quantum Leap's so good," and I was like, "I loved you in Blue Velvet," and he was like, "Wow, thank you." Like he was taken aback that that's the one I brought up.
So like when I met Jonathan Frakes, I'm like, I love gargoyles.
And I was so happy I got to be there with you for that one.
Yeah.
That was so good because you
had the Star Trek line of people.
Yeah, and yeah, I remember his head was like.
I handed him like the DVD or whatever to sign. It's like gargoyles.
Yeah. So True Romance. That's the movie.
That's the one.
Yes. And I'm embarrassed that I forgot it because this is Quentin Tarantino is one of the writers of this movie, and it's a brilliant fucking movie. But in this movie, he plays Drexel Spivey, and it's one of my favorite lines by him. He's like, "Is it White Boy Day?" Because like this movie, look at the cast of this movie: Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette, Dennis Hopper, Val Kilmer, Gary Oldman, Brad Pitt, Christopher Walken, Bronson Pinchot. Okay, Samuel Jackson, Michael Rappaport. Saul Rubnik, let's see, James Gandolfini.
Okay.
Like this movie is a fucking who's who of actors.
Oh, Crispin.
Where Crispin?
Is that Crispin?
Who the fuck is Crispin? Crispin. Oh, I thought you said Crispin. I was
That's
like
what
Crispin Glover.
That's what I did say, Crispin.
Oh, okay, yeah,
He's Crispin.
Crispin. Yeah, no, it's got Crispin in it as well. Yeah, it's an amazing movie. Have you not seen this movie, True Romance?
I don't think so. No.
It's a better alternative to what I brought up to you earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it's your choice.
Well, I mean, I want you to see what I brought up to you earlier, but I know you're going to watch it and you're going to be like, meh. And it's just going to piss me off because it's going to be me angrily talking to the camera about something that's one of my childhood favorites. And so, like, I think this would be the better choice. So when we come to that, remind me of this.
Yeah, if I remember.
Yeah, if you remember. Anyways, yeah, no, Gary Oldman, he's a chameleon. And I used to say that about Joaquin Phoenix because Joaquin Phoenix was one of those guys that like he would take a script and like disappear into it until he turned fucking crazy and like did that whole rap thing that everyone thought was a midlife crisis that he was going through. Do you remember that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he went on the David Letterman show and was like, basically, he was kind of like, I'm done with acting. I want to do rap, and I'm just going to do rap now. And if people ask me to do acting, I'm just going to walk off. And this was like a character he committed to for like 2 or 3 years, something like that. And everyone's like, this dude has gone off the deep edge. He needs fucking help. And then after like a couple of years of that, he was like, it was all, I was doing it for a movie. Like,
I was in character the entire time.
yeah. And like, I was in character the entire time. Like, whatever the fuck his name was, the guy that directed it, like they were doing, just this weird ad hoc movie that it took like a couple of years to do, but it was fucking horrible. Like, it was a train wreck. It was a straight train wreck of a character. And I'm hoping that he wasn't like, this is me for real. And when people were like, what the fuck is...
I was in character the entire time.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm such a good actor. You thought I was fucking horrible. Yeah, you thought I was crazy. Which I honestly believe that's what was going on. Because it seemed like because he kind of acts like that now. Like, he did the Joker, and he was like, Joker, okay. And then he like did a presser for it after like one of the Emmys or something like that. And people were like, what do you think that your motivation was? And he's like, didn't we cover this? We already talked about this. You could tell he already kind of despises some of the roles he takes. Which isn't a great look. I don't necessarily need you to be completely in character and like crazy about everything that you act on, but like at least be nice to the fans. So
be proud of your work.
Yeah, it's Like,
if you just do it for a paycheck, I mean, you can. It's fine if you're like, it was money, but I did my best. 'Cause, I mean, what was the when Michael Caine was like, "Why did you do Jaws 3D, Michael Caine?" I needed a new boat, or I needed a house in the Hamptons, or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think that's weird.
I mean, it's a job. I mean, like, why do you work at this place? Like, well, I need the money.
Yeah, I've gotten really addicted to food and like having a roof over my fucking head.
So I really like being inside and having like gas in my car and like food in my stomach. So
yeah,
I decided to do Jaws 3D.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. It's just like Michael Caine is like one of those dudes that I feel like can write his own check on anything he wants to be in. Because
I mean, also is if that's your attitude and you show up and you're just like, 'cause I have a feel I've never seen Jaws 3D, but I have a feeling he's good in it. I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, for what little bit he's in it, like, when he's on the floating boat house and the Jaws like, and he's like, fuck, like that was pretty good. But yeah, I didn't believe his old ass escaped that shark. But anyways, spoiler. Yeah, that movie's like 30 years old. So seriously, don't come at me, bro.
Yeah.
But no, I don't really have a lot more to say about Independence Day, other than the fact that it's big, dumb fun, jet planes, aliens. The fucking the thing at the end is kind of dumb.
I mean, where you give the one ship a cold, and that's the reason why all your ships have shields. But
yeah, that was literally the whole War of the Worlds thing too.
I mean, it's so you write yourself into a corner with a lot of these movies where the advanced alien race comes to Earth, we fucking lose. Of course we lose. They've got interstellar travel. Of course they're better than us. So you have to invent the one thing we can do so that our human ingenuity can beat us, because otherwise we're fucked. So like, we didn't even get up to that plane in our own spaceship. We stole one of theirs.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. It's just they did it in the War of the Worlds and they rehashed that shit here. But I guess
if they've done it in the Avengers too or whatever. Because I mean, it's kind of like you finish the third act. You don't want to have like, yay, we beat the big bad, but now we spend another 40 minutes flying around blowing up all the other little individual ships. You just kind of want it to be like, we did the thing and bam, we won, and then you can just bam, credits.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's people are aching these days for like something that is not paint by numbers in movies, and we're still doing a lot of that.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's why we're getting like in resurgence. People are like, hey, remember Independence Day? Do you want to see what these characters are doing? No. It's like, well, here it is.
Do you want to see? Do you want to see a kaiju? Here it is. Yeah, I was not impressed by that movie.
I'm still not seeing it.
Oh, like when they talked about it, I was like, oh man, that sounds good, because like they showed like a little bit of like the animation and everything, like, and the graphics, it looked good. And then like the movie came out and immediately, like, I think it hit like 20% the opening weekend. I was like, holy shit, this movie must be bad. So Amber and I opted to sit back and not go see it. And then it showed up on like a friend of ours Plex server, and we watched it and was like, whoo, dodged a bullet. It's just like another movie that came out about a vampire man hero. And
It's a morbid time.
it was not good, but it wasn't horrible.
I've not seen it. Why would I? Like most people, I haven't seen Morbius.
It wasn't good, but it wasn't horrible. Like as much as it's been drugged through the trash, the worst part about that movie is the fucking guy who played Doctor Who. And like
Eccleston, or
he's the tall dude that's like super plain looking.
Capaldi?
Isn't Capaldi old?
Yes.
He's not old.
Matt Smith?
It might be Matt Smith. All I know is like everyone was like, "Oh my god, Matt Smith."
Okay.
So that dude is so plain looking.
Yeah.
Because he's in another movie that I just recently watched. So I'm a huge Edgar Wright fan.
Okay.
And he's in Edgar Wright's newest movie. I don't see his appeal. Like, maybe it's just the fact that he was like a Doctor Who. I don't know, but he's not a handsome man. I don't know. I don't see it. But anyways,
So, I mean, the movie's watch it if you want to watch. If you want like a movie where you can just like not think about shit, because if you think about this movie, it falls the fuck apart. Like most Roland Emmerich movies, and I think the Roland Emmerich movies are kind of they go slant in that particular believability scale.
Yeah. Well, I need Bigger and Dumber.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And given that I'm starting here, and that's like believability 20%, and then it's just going down. It's not like his movies are believable and they're getting less believable as they go on.
Yeah, but the funny thing about his movies is that when you go into them, you're just like, all right, explosions. And when you walk out, Dad's like, did you enjoy yourself, kids? And you're like, explosions?
Yeah.
So, like,
it's like, what did you get out of Day After Tomorrow? Like, I don't know. I think I had Dennis Quaid. It had another Quaid in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you gotta love those Quaids.
Yeah, get that Quaid money. Start the reactor.
Quaid. See, and that's the funny thing is that Amber was actually, we were talking the other day about Halloween costumes, and I said, I'm making Jack Aquato. Like, I have to do that costume, but now he's getting big.
Yeah.
So it's like, I have to do it now, or I'm never going to be able to do it. And she's already decided this year we're being Jedis. So I guess it's not going to happen.
What if you were a Jedi Quado?
Luke,
start the reactor.
Use the Force. Let go. Trust yourself. So Roland Emmerich, we're talking about his filmography for the movies that he has directed. He has directed 27 movies.
Oh, jeez.
So let's start at the bottom.
Start at the beginning.
Yeah. So I don't know what Franz Man is.
No.
I don't know what Wild Witwe is. The Noah's Ark Principle. That sounds interesting. We're going to skip that. We're going to skip that. We're going to skip that. Universal Soldier.
I don't know that one.
Universal Soldier? Oh my god, it's so good. So Dolph Lundgren.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Let's see. It had that fucking Jerry Orbach. Leon Ripley, who was Darkman. That'll be just fine. Or no, I think it was Dr. Giggles, actually.
Yeah, it's because Darkman was
that was Liam Neeson. Yeah, that's right. I think
Liam Neeson's.
Yeah, I love me some Liam Neeson's. No, Leon Ripley was actually Dr. Giggles, which is a movie I have not thought of in a very long time.
Yeah, I don't know Universal Soldier. The next one up I knew though.
All right, so and then it had Tiny Zeus Lister in it, which you'll know. You've seen Friday, right?
I don't think so.
You ever seen Friday?
I don't think not all of it.
He's got, or how about the president from The Fourth Element or The Fifth Element?
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's the president. Anyways, Universal Soldier, and then we went from Universal Soldier to
Stargate.
Stargate
was good. I like Stargate. Believability, maybe 22%.
Yeah. Then Independence Day,
maybe 20%.
Okay, we're going back down. Godzilla.
Ooh, that's a
10%.
That's a 10% maybe believability.
Yeah, no, it's Godzilla looks so bad. The Patriot.
That movie was very boring. I don't remember much of it.
It's about the Swamp Fox.
I don't remember much of that movie.
So I'll say it goes back up to 30%.
Because it's more of a historical piece or whatever.
Yeah, I liked it. Day After Tomorrow.
We're down to like 10% again.
Really? Day After Tomorrow?
For believability?
Oh man, that just like watching the ships come in and shit in the city.
It's fun.
Shit was fucking awesome.
I like the movie. as a fun, stupid piece of shit movie, but
Yeah,
it's not
You don't
the
go.
believability of it.
If you're there for the believability of those
That's
movies,
what I'm saying. Is believability starts at like 20%.
Oh, okay.
Is going down. Not the quality of the
sorry, then I'll put it at a
movie. The believability.
15%.
Okay.
10,000 BC.
I don't think I've seen all. That's the one where it was like that tribe or whatever, or is that a different one?
Something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't watch it either.
I don't know.
2012.
Yeah, that believability is like 5%.
Yeah. Especially when the wave was like going over the fucking Himalayas and shit like that. That was a bit much. Anonymous, never seen it.
I've not seen any of his. I don't think I've seen any of his new ones.
White House Down?
Is that the one with Punisher?
No, that is the one with Jamie Foxx and
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
I don't look at Maggie Gyllenhaal. I don't think I know that one.
And then Jason Clarke, Richard Jenkins, James Woods.
Oh yeah.
You've
Ooh,
got
a piece of candy.
James Woods. Let's see. Stonewall.
I've not seen that one.
Never seen it. Resurgence.
Oh my god. Oh, it's just the Day After Tomorrow deleted scenes. I'm like, did you do another Day After Tomorrow? No, it's just deleted scenes.
No. Midway.
I've not seen these ones, like 2019, 2022, so he's still doing movies.
Yep. Because the latest one he did was Moonfall.
I don't know anything about that one.
It's like I think it's the moon is crashing into the earth.
So out of his 22 movies, I've seen maybe 5.
And the highest believability rate on any of them was what, 20?
No, I think you said The Patriot was like maybe 30%.
Yeah.
Because that one's a bit more historical, right?
Yeah, but I'm fairly certain like fucking Swamp Fox never did any of the stuff that they did in that movie.
But it's at least takes place in a time, and they're like, don't they shoot cannons at people? Like they're like, it's going into them, and like their legs are blowing off, or something.
I don't know, and we're probably going to get demonetized and chased off YouTube because the guy was probably a gigantic fucking racist. Because everyone at that time, of course, they were.
Yeah,
so I don't know, but I know that he was like one of the dudes that like really gave the British what for when they came to Charleston, when they came to South Carolina.
Okay.
So, anyways,
so we got our Independence Day talk. We got our Roland Emmerich believability slope.
we had a say what you think of when I named. Yeah, give me some actors and I'll tell you what I think of.
Oh.
I love that you did Abby Doobie for Adam Sandler. It made me so happy.
Is that the
Abby Doobie?
Abby Doobie.
When Hubie Halloween came out,
Mm-hmm.
one of my coworkers, John, it's like he goes, "What do you think this movie's going to be about?" I said, "I think it's going to be Adam Sandler playing another dumbass character."
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Okay." And I said, "Let me guess." He's going to say this somewhere in the movie. I guess it's going to be another Hubie Halloween. And John fucking died. He was like, "Oh my god, that was fucking spot on," because that just seems like that's what he goes to. That's like his, I guess. And then I saw Uncut Gems. Good fucking movie. And then he's in another movie here recently called, I think it's called Hustle. Because I definitely want to give this movie a shout out because you will never watch it.
No, probably not.
No, I'm telling you right now, you will not watch this movie because I know that you don't give 2 fucks about basketball.
Oh, yeah, no.
So he is in a movie that just recently came out. Yeah, Hustle on
To Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix. And I'm sorry, Independence Day, for taking up your time to plug this other movie, but it's right next to Hubie Halloween. But Hustle, that movie is fucking good. Anyways, all right, give me 1 or 2 actors so we can close this thing out.
Let's see, Will Smith.
Hey, I'm fucking cool. Here come the Man in Black. That's
So mine was, ha
oh, clean up your room because your mama just mopped in there. Yeah. All right.
Another common actor. Mm-hmm. Did you give me Walken?
I don't think I did, but he's pretty easy.
Yeah. What about Nimoy?
Oh my god! For some reason, you said Nimoy, and I went to fucking Shatner. It was like same thing.
That's I was gonna say Shatner. That's why I hopped to Nimoy because you say Walken and then.
Nimoy is, I always want to do the fucking live long and prosper, but then I also think of Bilbo Baggins.
Long time ago in the land of the Shire lived a small little hobbit who we all admire.
Yeah, that's what I love him best. And I'll also say, and you won't get this one, when you say Nimoy, I immediately wanted to go to Coronation Starscream. This is bad comedy. You have no fucking clue what I'm talking about, other than the fact
it's Transformers.
Yes, he played Galvatron in Transformers.
Okay.
So. And it was so good. It was so good.
All right. And if we're starting with, we're ending with Gary Oldman being invisible. What about DiCaprio?
God, Leonardo DiCaprio.
I think he's another one of those ones that is not who he is. I don't think it pushes through enough.
Yeah, he's another chameleon that like disappears into his roles. But like I always think of the fucking meme.
Oh yeah,
the
he's got two. He's got the whole video with the beer
pointing with the beer, and then
the other one where he's sitting back with the snifter or whatever it is.
Yeah, Colonel Candy or whatever his name was from Django Unchained. But anyways, thank you. That was fun. So we're gonna close this one out because we have run way over.
We talked for an hour.
Yeah, about not this movie.
And maybe 20 minutes if it was Independence Day.
Yeah, I think that's what they've come to expect at this point now. So
I mean, yeah.
Sorry, we just, like I said, this is all unrehearsed. We just kind of seat of our pants it. So
yeah. So I mean, Independence Day, Amazon Prime. If you don't have it like on a physical media, it's fun. Throw it in during Independence Day. Give it a watch.
TBS. Or Pluto TV.
Yeah.
Guarantee it's on there for fucking the next 48 hours.
If you're checking this out on July 4th when we posted, I mean, track it down, watch it. Laugh at it. It's funny.
It is. It's big dumb fun. Big explosions. Huge fucking stakes that don't matter. No. So it's fun. Oh, also, and that's the thing I did want to point out too. So we did and this is just a real quick blurb. We did, was it The Arrival? Mm-hmm. And I noticed that The Arrival had a same kind of common thread that this movie did, where it's like, aliens are attacking the Earth. We're not sure what's going on. Mm-hmm. We have the algorithm. Share it with everybody. Mm-hmm. And like the world's like, we're working together. Mm-hmm. And then this one, it was like, aliens are here. We're not sure what the deal is. They could be doing something.
Oh, they are doing something.
And then when they have what they need, they share it with everyone. Everyone's like, okay, we'll take it. Mm-hmm. After it's another one of those movies that kind of promotes unison.
Yeah, aliens show up and humanity needs to get their shit together, otherwise we'll be extinct.
And that's what's going on with the world right now, people. Don't mistake it. We don't have anyone to fight, so we're fighting each other right now.
Yeah, we need ourselves an alien invasion, apparently.
Yeah, well, we need Adrian Veidt to make a giant squiddy monster over New York and then like destroy part of New York. Yeah, we need something to fight. So let's just stop fighting each other. Let's make love, man. I love you. I don't know who you are. Not you, because you're giving me a look, but the rest of y'all back there. I love you, man. I'm just kidding. I love the ugly guy, too.
And that's how we're closing it.